if for no reason other than to amuse myself. I've taken a Rampage 3 Extreme, put on a 980X and an old school 8800 GTX that actually has an ultra cool on it. But I assure you it's a GTX. So this is the Rampage 3 Extreme that I unboxed, and one thing I did want to talk about briefly was these 4 buttons here. This is pretty much the coolest feature ever, and if they had a unit of time large enough, then I could probably tell you how much time this would have saved me over the years if I'd had this on my motherboards, because typically whenever I'm setting up a system for myself, I'm water cooling the video card. So when you're troubleshooting something, it would be a lifesaver to have these. Basically what they do is they turn on or off each of the 4 PCI Express 16X slots individually, allowing you to easily troubleshoot without removing graphics cards, which is very, very difficult to do when you've got water blocks on them all. Anyway, so for my amusement, I have a Rampage 3 Extreme set up with 24 gigs of OCZ RAM and the stock shipping BIOS, a 980X, and I just wanted to see if it would post. So I press start, and let's find out. You can discover with me how compatible this is with 24 gigs of OCZ, DDR3 1333 C9 1.65 volt memory. Let's see if it can handle the heat. CPU fan is spinning up. Do we have any diagnostic LEDs on this? Wow, why won't my camera focus? This is kind of weird. It's like going all blur-tastic here. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it did not work. So, it looks like you'd need to do a little bit more work on optimizing it in order to get it to post with 24 gigs of RAM. So what's quite possible is that I'm just going to turn it off here. Now I think this is the Memo K button, although I'm not sure. It's positioned in the same spot as the Memo K button on so many other boards. Pressing it seems to have turned on the board. So we'll see what happens here. And then maybe I'll just keep the camera rolling and see if I can get this to work here for my viewers. So far, no dice. Oh, there it goes. I think so. I saw the number lock turn on. Come on. Well, we got no display output. I'm 99.9% sure that that video card works. So why don't I just quickly make sure that my DVI cable is plugged in correctly, which it is. Okay. So that isn't the problem. Why don't we try something else really quick here? Let's make sure that my 8-pin connector is plugged into the correct one of those 2. Yeah, I got it in the right one. Maybe we'll try a quick BIOS reset, although I've yet to run into a situation where you actually have to clear CMOS on a brand new board. Usually they come with a very cleared CMOS. So I've gone ahead, held down the clear CMOS button. Let's see what happens this time. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to remove one of the kits of memory, because a lot of the time that can be what's causing the problem, is that you need to go into the BIOS, set the memory to the correct settings, and then you'll get a post situation. Now what made me think it was going to post last time was all 3 LEDs were on and then only one switched on, which typically means that we're about to see a display. Yeah, see there, it's losing focus again. That's so bizarre. We'll look at something else and look back. I've never seen my camera do this before. It's very strange. Yeah, well, there. See, it's back now. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's call this a Linus Tech Tips episode on troubleshooting. So with 99.9% of socket 1366 motherboards, that's X58 boards, you're going to want to take out the modules that are closest to the CPU socket. So the triple channel set that starts here, because most of these boards are set up so that the primary channels are further away, because when you're using big air coolers, they will often overhang that first DIMM slot. So that's why the motherboard manufacturers typically do that for you. So let's see if we get it to post here. Hopefully we don't have a more serious problem and we are actually able to get a display. And I sure wish it would stop doing that. Huh. So that didn't work either. There you go. We might have a more serious problem here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my camera down for a second, and I'm going to run and grab another video card because you never do know. I'm going to make sure that this adjustable rail power supply is going correctly. Okay. Why don't we try an 8800 GTS 640? Super clocked if it matters, but it doesn't. Okay. 8800 GTX goes there. GTS 640 goes here. This one I know works because I pulled it out of my little brother's computer on the weekend, and it's been running rock solid in there for months and months and months. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. And then let's see if we can get it to give me a display output. Wonder if I've got a DOA board. Actually, I guess I could have DOA RAM too. It's hard to say. I know the CPU works because I've been using it in the quad SLI rig. But I don't know. The motherboard is a bit of an unknown. The RAM's a bit of an unknown. And I've actually had a little bit of difficulty with this power supply posting with some boards. It's a very good unit, but it seems to have a little bit of trouble posting with certain boards from time to time. Yeah, that didn't do it either. Okay, so it wasn't the video card, so that's typically one of the next steps that I go through. So what we'll do is we'll pull out some more RAM. So I'm just going to keep each triple channel kit sort of with its correct DIMMs. Let's find out which one is actually slot number 1. A, B, C. So I think A is actually so A is over here. So we're going to just go ahead and run it with just that one stick and see if we can get it to go for us. I actually have some other DDR3 on hand here. I'm just going to go back out into my computer room. Got some G-Skill here. So I'll go ahead and pull that off that board. See if we can make it work with that. You know, I feel bad for anyone who has to do troubleshooting like this without a bunch of tester parts on hand, because it really does make life a lot easier. It might just be that it doesn't like 4 gig DIMMs right off the bat here. So let's pull that one out. Put that with its brother and sister. Let's throw a 2 gig stick in here. Okay. And let's see what happens with that. Start. Hopefully it'll start this time. This whole experiment could be just one big failure, but you never know until you try, right? Okay. Come on, each time's a charm. Okay, alright. We have no solid light on the monitor. Well, this was fun. Maybe I'll do an updated video when I figure out what went wrong. We have a cat visiting us. Hello. Oh, there you are. He's exploring my my room full of random junk, including, obviously, wildlife here. Okay, well, yeah. Hopefully this is as simple as a dead board or something, or maybe it's something as stupid as I've gone and, you know, I wonder if you actually have to plug in these Molex, these extra Molex connectors, although I've never seen a board yet that requires them if you've only got one video card installed. Well, better luck to me next time, I suppose. Hopefully I'll have a chance to do an update. Thanks for checking out my video blog on the Rampage 3 Extreme and how so far it did not work at all yet, but we're getting there.